GWATA TV gives you a first look at North Central Washington's business news. You'll hear from our local business, tech, and education companies as Jenny discusses hot topics and current events with some of the best innovators and pioneers in North Central Washington.
Hello, North Central Washington, and welcome to GWATA TV. I'm your host, Jenny Rojanasatian, and so excited to be with you today from the NCW Life Channel studios. On today's episode of GWATA TV, I've invited our friends at the North Central Education Service District to come talk about career-connected learning and how they're supporting career exploration and connecting students and businesses during this pandemic. I'll be back on air in just a minute with Tami McBride, so don't go far. Welcome back to GWATA TV. I am pleased to introduce our guest for today's episode, Tami McBride, Career Connected Learning Specialist at the North Central Education Service District.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome to GWATA TV.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
Similar to last week, with rolling back into this GWATA TV, it's just so nice to see people, right? Even if we're in masks and even if we're safely distanced away.
Yeah.
It's been quite the year.
Yes.
Yes. Quite the year to say the least.
Yeah.
So, Tami, let's start with a little bit about you.
Okay.
Tell me about your role at the ESD and what does a career connected learning specialist do?
Okay. So I'm the Career Connected Learning Specialist at the NCESD. I've been there for about I just hit my year mark. It was September 4th. So
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I connect career paths with students and community members and businesses and organizations. Really, it's giving that student the aha moment of connecting them with a career of what they might want to do. And really dialing in what that looks like for them, giving in that pathway, maybe that interest, and giving them the exploration that they can have, and connecting them with that business or professional, and really understanding what it takes to do that, and how.
And that's so important because a lot of times our students are only connected directly to what their parents do for a living, right? Mm-hmm. They only know maybe their unique circle, so they don't know about careers inside of technology, the robotics happening in agriculture, or the manufacturing that's out in Moses Lake, like incredible high-tech manufacturing.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about, I love how you said it's that kind of spark, right? So just first off, showing them what the different jobs are.
Yeah, and giving them the, like I said, the aha moment. It starts, so with career connected learning, it starts young with the career paths. It's giving the awareness in elementary, and then the exploration in middle school. That gives them, around 7th grade is when the career and technical education starts. Those classes do. And then building that to where they can get into high school, and then that's where the preparation and the career launch, and giving them what they need and the tools to be out of high school and moving on. So.
And are we talking about only those who are college bound, or what does it look like?
No, it's anybody. So it's giving them the ideas of trade and technical different aspects. It's giving them a wide variety of different ideas. So it's not just pushing college or a university. It's pushing, well, maybe that's not your case, so let's start thinking about something else. There's definitely other ways about going about doing that. And sometimes it's a skills or a trade, for maybe a year or two, and doing a special education with that. Or there's apprenticeships, youth apprenticeships that they can start, and then that's guaranteed, at the end of that, for whatever they're going to. So it's giving them all of the opportunities.
I love that, and I think that's so important because it seems like And we're of that generation where a long time it was just always the college was the push.
Oh, yeah.
And for many years inside of education, really lost a focus on the incredible career paths inside of, like you said, trades, manufacturing. These are construction. These are really important, high-paying jobs, family wage jobs, and that are really high in demand locally.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So really diversifying that. You mentioned apprenticeships, so that's kind of a new. Apprenticeships are not a new thing. That's always been long, but incorporating that at a younger level in high school. What does that look like?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a new hot commodity, and it's becoming more of a thing now. I feel like there's quite a few businesses, organizations that I've been manufacturing. Example, even Wenatchee High School here, they have their own youth apprentices in their tech program, which they're actually making a good, substantial amount of money.
In high school,
working with those individuals and learning how to become a tech person in the high school and serving all of those teachers, stuff like that. So there's a lot of opportunity for youth apprenticeship, and I think it's something that LNI has started getting around and understanding that this is something that we can definitely be doing.
I love that you mentioned the Wenatchee School District example with their tech apprenticeship, because that's actually, I believe, a model they've been sharing out across the state of how other organizations can create an apprenticeship for a high school, so a minor, while following all the state regulations. And it's a great role model for more work that can be done.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, your team at the ESD, if a business is watching in today and has never thought of doing an apprenticeship, can they reach out to you and you can kind of help guide them to point them to the right direction?
Oh, yes, definitely. Our team, so it's myself, Sue Kane is our director for the Appleton Network. She's my boss. And then there's also Dennis Conger. He's my co-partner. And the three of us, we know many answers to people's questions about that. We were on the ground running. Dennis and I were a part of that, getting that student. I think there's 3 of them now at Wenatchee High School.
Developing an apprenticeship program.
And then there's SkillSource. They're another one that has them. Then there's the AJAC program, and I think they are now regional wide with a bunch of their youth. And then there's plenty out in Grant County and stuff like that. So yeah, if they have questions, definitely you can reach out to us.
Well, and I think I know I didn't set that up in the beginning. The North Central Education Service District is a wide footprint. So you're serving 29 school districts across all the way up to the Canadian border, really, right?
Yeah.
All the way up through the Okanagan. So we're not talking about just Wenatchee Valley businesses. We're talking about these are opportunities that can be across our region.
Yeah, our region that we serve is Chelan, Douglas, Okanagan, and Grant. And then I also had the opportunity last year when I got hired to also serve Adams as well. So yeah, our footprint is very large, which is fun.
Yeah, so let's talk more about the fun. So not only do you have the apprenticeship program, but you tell us about some of the events pre-COVID you guys were doing.
Yeah, so we were a part of the Career Expo that I would hold every fall. That would host at least around 2,000 students. We had about 100 exhibitors. We also hosted, soft skill, quote unquote, clinics for classes and teachers, doing careers after school events, with partnering with the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce, stuff like that. And, just giving all the awareness. And then obviously, prior to the ESD, I was working with Wenatchee Learns Connect, and that also was Pizza Pop and Power Tools, Guys and Guts, which was an 8th grade exploration, and then the 5G Future Fest, which is 5th grade exploration and awareness. So lots of events, but
and that's all shifted a little bit because of COVID. So
Yes.
until the events come back, let's touch just briefly. You were creating your own kind of your own little TV show, little interview segments. Tell us what you were. That was during the beginning of the pandemic.
So the shutdown really had to. I ended up having to cancel 40 events within just a few months of looking into spring, because that was in March, and really kind of taking that and having to get creative. There is some good news with John Krasinski, and I got inspired by doing my own Some Good Skills, which was a soft skills top 10 tips and tricks for soft skills on, looking at your career and the importance of soft skills and what that is. So I had some professionals from our Workforce Alliance team out in Grant County, and they were able to film with me, and it was.
And they're a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So you're definitely going to go to the Apple STEM Facebook page and to GWATA, and we'll get you connected. And those are great resources for anyone, especially our youth, to watch. And when we're talking about soft skills, because you're helping them identify potential pathways, but I think what we hear time and time again from employers is they can train them the technical. It's the soft skills that if they don't have that, right?
Yeah, you need those to keep the job. So really, we created a YouTube channel. So I was learning all the tips and tricks for that, and I started virtual career panels. That was another thing. Hosting that virtually on Facebook Live, that type of stuff. So
So lots of different online mediums for continuing to kind of educate our students and educators.
Yes.
We do have to head to a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we will be with Tami McBride to dive deeper into virtual career expos. We are back on air here at the NCW Life Studio. This is our GWATA TV show, and if you've not been tuning in already, I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and I'm joined today with Tami McBride, who is with the North Central Education Service District. We've been talking about career-connected learning, events, pre-post COVID, but let's dive into a really big event happening right now, which is the Virtual Career Expo.
Yes.
Very excited to dive into that.
Yes.
But before we get there, this is a change of what normally happens because of COVID. So you guys took an existing event and you've really had to reframe everything because we can't do things in person. So give us a little background on the Career Expo. What did it look like before?
Yeah, so the Career Expo, we had around 2,000 students attend every fall. Last year, I think we hit 100 exhibitors with booths, and we had a ton of different students from around the region attend this expo. And it really, we would host it at Wenatchee Valley College every year in the gymnasium, and then also we moved into the new recreation center. And it was just a huge event. It lasted all day. We would have students come and go as they pleased. It was their field trip for a day, giving those maybe seniors that had it on their high school and beyond planned as a check mark off. It was just a really dialed in event. We would have so many community partners help out, volunteer for the day. It was just amazing, and
literally thousands of people. I was there every year, and you're talking about a yellow school bus after yellow school bus dropping off thousands of kids. Not just Wenatchee, although it was at Wenatchee Valley College. You're talking about from all across the region.
Yeah. Yep.
And for some of them, the first time they've seen different companies, or even recruiting for colleges, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't just businesses.
No. There was plenty of colleges, universities, businesses, organizations. We had I mean, we had almost anyone that you could probably think of within the region. So really it was just reaching out to those people that were always connected, always wanting to grab out to, the students and letting them know what they do, how to get there.
And really put it in context for them, so they got to see the employer and what they do, whether that's an engineering firm that they didn't know existed.
Yeah.
So really and a really important event, like you said, is part of their high school completion.
Yeah, hands-on activities. We had, for instance, the Marines and the military, pull-up bars, all that type of stuff. People were super engaged with the students, and it really was a great event. And with COVID, that's definitely not happening this year. So we had to get creative, and thank goodness for Career Connect Washington. We grabbed a grant and we got approval for it. We went in with, it was Spokane STEM Network on that grant, and we got the opportunity to host this virtual Career Expo series. So,
which in the light of good news, I know I was being a little downer of like, this was so great, it had to be canceled. You're going to have up to 9,000 students go through the virtual Career Expo happening now. It's it's not over one day.
No.
Now it's expanded. So tell me how you changed it.
Yes, so with the expo in the past, it was one day, and it would usually 9 until maybe 2 o'clock. And 9 until 1, it varied every year, but and it was just a one-time big bang. This time it's all virtual. We have 6 weeks that we are hosting an event, and every week has a different theme. So this is going to be a 6-week event. It's for 3 hours every Tuesday morning. It started October 6th. And it's ending November 10th. Okay. So every week has a focus. So the first one we started with was health sciences. The second one we hosted was the STEM piece, science, technology, engineering, and math. And then third week, moving forward, I believe it was...
I've got them all listed here. Business and marketing, skills and technical sciences, family and consumer sciences, and agriculture, last one, really big one for our community.
Yeah.
So why break them out into 6, and why have different themes? What's kind of the goal behind that?
So first off, virtually, if you have more than just around 40 employers, I guess, quote unquote, virtual booths, it can get overwhelming for a student getting into the lobby because they see all of the booths in this one platform. They can hover over each logo that they have, and each vendor, I guess, business organization or university or college, they create their own booth, and they can hover over, read a small description, and the platform really allows it to be kind of a smaller, focused in on. We did kind of talk about maybe just having one huge event, and just for the sake of it all, we were thinking, no, it needs to be a dialed-in event for students to grab and go. One student can actually speak up to 4 representatives from 4 separate booths at one time. One representative can speak up to 4 students at one time as well. So technically, a student that has been in there for 30 minutes could have spoken to 12 different representatives in a half an hour.
Which is huge, because as you talked about, when it was in person, you can only make it physically to so many locations and booths and talk to people, and you're also kind of competing with the
other students,
and the thousands of people there. So what an awesome opportunity to use technology and make it a better experience for the student, which is what it's all about. It's all about the kids.
Yeah, so Brazen is the platform we're using, and thank you to Microsoft and Career Connect Washington to allow us to use this platform. They are our sponsor, and it's been it's been great. Brazen is an awesome platform to utilize this virtual career fair. That's what they created it for. That's what they do. So yeah, we can host up to 9,000 seats is from what I understood. So, every week we'll have different employers and businesses and universities will be there, colleges, to answer any questions. And it's going to be really focused per week on what each theme is. So, yeah.
So if you're a business looking in, I'll use the agriculture one because that's still coming down the road. For example, not too late to sign up, right?
No. Yeah.
And what is the cost for a business to participate?
It's completely free.
Okay. So that's easy.
Yeah,
right?
it's free for students and free for any business or organization. So.
And a 3-hour time commitment.
Yes.
From the comfort of home office or
whatever, couch.
Yeah, wherever you might be
yes.
to connect and support in with
yeah.
students. And what about, across the region, we have a mix of students who've returned back to school. Some are doing homeschooling. If a parent is watching today, can any student participate? How does that work?
Yeah, so we're really focusing on high school and college, and it's really something that we've been kind of pressing teachers and educators on is to have the students sign up themselves, because it's really, that's what this event is all about. It's giving them the exploration, the hands-on piece on getting into those booths and talking with those representatives. Technically, a booth can have up to 7 representatives. So really, if it's a business or an organization, let's take Confluence Health, for example, they have so many different careers and departments that they can utilize 7 different people from 7 different departments, 7 different career paths, and the student can get in there and realize, oh, it's not just a nurse, it's also a doctor. It can also be all these wide varieties of career paths that they can choose, and maybe they didn't realize that at the beginning. So really pressing, the students to sign up. It's a very user-friendly platform. All they have to do is grab the link, sign up with their name, and then they get in the day of, and you're there.
And then they get to experience. And there's not a limit. The students can choose if they're interested in STEM and agriculture.
Right.
You can come to multiple.
Yes.
You don't have to just come to one. Expo.
Yes, and the other piece of that too is them speaking with the representatives. It's a via messenger style, so it's nothing is being presented, nothing is being recorded, nothing is being, something where, it's a Zoom presentation. Right. It's a via messenger style text-based chat, as you wish.
So less pressure than right now, being filmed live.
Yes.
The studio.
Yeah, so nothing's face-to-face, and it's all via just texting messenger style. So you have like different 4 little boxes that you'll be talking to representatives to, and it's
awesome.
Going to be really cool.
Well, thank you for all of your hard work putting this together. This sounds like
thank you. Well, it's not just me. It's been, we have quite a team that has been working together to make this 11 counties wide is from what I know that we're serving as far as students. So, which is huge. It goes from Chelan Douglas all the way over to Spokane. So we're covering a vast majority of Washington State with this event. Grabbing the rural cities that don't necessarily get to jump on a bus and come over for our expo, which is awesome.
Well, and it's hard to see what 2021 will bring, because we're all just trying to make it through 2020. But potentially this is an event you might do again, because it does allow students who would have never been able to come in person to attend?
Yeah, I really hope so, because this is, without our sponsors, it probably, I don't know if it would or wouldn't have happened, but definitely with our sponsor, Microsoft and Career Connect Washington, that just really made this event happen. And obviously the people that we have a huge team working. It's not just me.
Yeah.
And I want to get it right because we've got Apple STEM Network, Spokane STEM Network, North Central ESD, Greater Spokane Incorporated, and then a ton of community partners that are also engaged as well around the region. So,
well, that's incredible. Kudos to all of you. And I mean, that's why I love living here, is because we rally and
Yes.
we want to support. So if someone's watching today, they're a business owner and, you know, of course they could do the Career Expo, but maybe they are intrigued by the apprenticeship that we talked about earlier or career exploration. How can they get started in supporting education?
First off, I would say go to our applestemnetwork.org page. We have a ton of stuff and information on that website. Also, the North Central Educational Service District, we have our Career Connected Learning page there, or you can just reach out to me.
Perfect.
So.
Awesome. Well, Tami, thank you so much for coming on air. It's fantastic to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you to our audience for tuning in once again to GWATA TV, and join us again next week.
Since 1999, GWATA has served as North Central Washington's Tech Alliance. As a 501c3, our mission is to bring people and technology resources together to create a thriving community. Through our work, we aim to inspire, engage, and connect.